So you've already learned that function notation is a way of naming a function. Instead of having y equals x over x plus 1, and then y equals 2x minus 9, and then y equals x squared minus 5x, we give them names, f, g, and h, and then the x in parentheses is illustrating that that's what the input is. So the input variable for f is x, so f of x equals x over x plus 1. G of x equals 2x minus 9. H of x equals x squared minus 5x. Doesn't have to be x, but it usually is. And so the convenient reason why we use function notation like this is to demonstrate when we are plugging in a value for the input. So f of 5.2, for example, what that means is that anytime you see, or anywhere you see that x, you replace it with 5.2. So we get 5.2 over 5.2 plus 1. That turns into 5.2 over 6.2. And then you would do that in your calculator, 5.2 divided by 6.2, and that would be what that is finally equal to. But it doesn't have to be just numbers that you plug in. You can actually plug in things other than numbers. You could plug in entirely different expressions. Take the second one, g of x. G of x equals 2x minus 9. I'm going to plug in x minus 1. I'll have that be my input. Instead of just a specific number, it's going to be the expression x minus 1. Now it works the same way though. What we do is, instead of x, I'm going to say x minus 1. What you have to be careful about is that you put that into parentheses, because what this equation is saying is that I'm taking x, I'm multiplying it by 2, and then I'm subtracting 9. So whatever the input value for x is, that's what gets multiplied by 2, and then subtracted by 9. And if x minus 1 is the input, then it's the entire x minus 1 that's getting multiplied by 2. Don't do this, of forgetting parentheses. Don't do that, because then you're gonna, the whole point is you need to distribute. Distribute and then combine like terms. So substitute in the x minus 1, making sure you put it in parentheses. Distribute the 2, we get 2x minus 2 minus 9, and then combine like terms, 2x minus 11. So g of x minus 1 is 2x minus 11. That's how that would work. Do one more example, h of x there. H of x equals x squared minus 5x. I'm going to erase this part here. I'm going to substitute in h of negative 4x. I'm going to substitute in negative 4. Now, negative 4x. It doesn't have to be x, of course. I'm just using x to be consistent, but you could have whatever variable name you want to use there. So let's just call it, I don't know, n. We'll go with n. So negative 4n. So same idea. We replace the x with, in this case, negative 4n. And we want to use parentheses everywhere because it's negative 4n that's being squared. And then it's minus 5 times negative 4n. Now, when we're squaring and we're doing all the multiplication, we've got to make sure we're careful about the powers and whatnot. So negative 4 to the power of 2, negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. And then n times n is n squared. And now I have my negative 5 times negative 4n, because I can make that plus negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 4 is plus 20. So that's plus 20n. And then that's my final answer. We go with that as our final answer, and then that would be the most simplified form of that.